am back with my new video on chapter 2. Title of chapter 2 is Components of Food. In this chapter, we will study about various nutrients found in food, their importance and deficiency disorders and much more. This video is part 1 of chapter 2. Let's start. First, we will understand what is food and why food is important for us. Anything that we eat or drink for our survival is food. We get food from two sources, plants and animals. Food is important for us because food gives us energy to do various activities. Food is essential for growth of body. Food is essential for the recovery of damaged cells. Food strengthens our immune system and protects us from diseases and infections. Food keeps us healthy and makes us strong. So, food is very important for our life. Without food, we cannot survive, we cannot grow. Food is our primary need. So, now we will study about various kinds of nutrients present in our food in detail. Nutrients are defined as components present in the food that are needed by our body to grow and survive, to carry on different daily activities and to stay healthy. The major nutrients in our food are carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals. Additionally, food also contains water and dietary fibers which are also required by our bodies. Now, we will study all the nutrients in detail one by one. First nutrient is carbohydrates. The main function of carbohydrate is to provide energy to the body. Carbohydrates are main source of energy and are a major part of staple diet. Staple diet means the food items that we eat in major portions on a daily basis. Staple diet with examples I have explained in my previous video on chapter 1, Food. Carbohydrates are found in our food in the form of sugar and starch. Sugar is simple carbohydrates and starch is complex carbohydrates. Now we will study sugar and starch in detail. Sugar is one form of carbohydrates present in our food. Sugar is the sweet substance. These carbohydrates add certain sweetness to the food. White sugar, jaggery, brown sugar and honey. These are some sources of sugar. We use white sugar in milk, shikanjis and for making various dishes like kheer, halwa and also for making various kinds of sweets. But jaggery, brown sugar and honey, these are more nutritious than white sugar. Some people prefer these jaggery, brown sugar and honey for making various dishes like dalia, murabba and even in shakes, milk, tea, etc. Now, let's move on to starch. Starch is another form of carbohydrates present in our food. Rice, wheat, maize, potatoes, these are some sources of starch. Now we will study how to check presence of starch in any food item. Take a small quantity of a food item or a raw ingredient, for example, potato, bread, rice, etc. Here, rice has been taken for sample. Make a fine paste of rice with water. Put this paste of rice in test tube. Now, put 2-3 drops of iodine solution on it. Observe if there is any change in the color of food item. Did it turn blue-black? Yes. This blue-black color indicates that starch is present in the rice because whenever starch reacts with the iodine solution, it turns blue-black. Let's repeat this test with other food items. Here, potato and bread has been taken for sample. Put 2-3 drops of iodine solution on potato and bread. After putting 2-3 drops of iodine solution on potato and bread, color of portion of potato and bread where iodine solution was put, it has turned blue-black. So, this blue-black color indicates that starch is present in potato and bread. With this, we have completed carbohydrates. Let's revise it. Carbohydrates provides us energy. These are main source of energy. Carbohydrates are present in our food in form of sugar and starch. I hope now carbohydrates is clear. So now let's move on to next nutrient. Proteins. Proteins are the building blocks of human body. Proteins perform the very essential function of helping our body grow and repair itself. Foods containing proteins are called body building foods because they help in body growth. We get protein from both plants and animals. All these food items are protein-rich foods. Because protein-rich food means these items provide more protein as compared to other food items. For example, 1 glass of milk provides about 10 gram protein, whereas 1 glass of orange juice provides only about 2 gram protein. Similarly, if we talk about green gram, 100 grams of green gram provides about 25 gram protein, whereas 100 gram of rice provides only about 7 gram protein. So, it is clear that green gram provides about 3 times more protein than rice. So, that's why these food items are considered as protein-rich foods. Pulses like green gram, pigeon pea, kidney beans we get from plants. Milk, fish and meat we get from animals. So, we get proteins from both plants and animals. Now, we will see how to check the presence of proteins in any food item. Grind or mash a small quantity of food item. Here, mashed bean has been taken for the sample. Put mashed beans in the clean test tube. Add 10 drops of water to it and shake the test tube well. Now add 2 drops of copper sulfate solution to the test tube and 10 drops of sodium hydroxide solution to the test tube. Shake well and let the test tube stand for a few minutes. What have you observed? Did the contents of test tube turn violet? Yes. The sample has turned violet. Earlier it was brown. So this violet color indicates the presence of protein in the beans. We can repeat the same test for other food items also. Now, before moving on to next nutrient, let's revise proteins. Proteins are important for body growth and repair of worn out tissues. Proteins are called body building foods because they help in body growth. Now we will study next nutrient, that is fats. Fats also provide energy to our body. For the same amount of food consumed, fats provide more energy than carbohydrates. Both carbohydrates and fats are energy-giving food, but carbohydrates are quick source of energy, whereas fats provide energy slowly because fats are digested slowly as compared to carbohydrates. Fats also has many other important functions in the body. Fats are essential for the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E and K in the body. Fats are also required for proper development and functioning of the body. Fats can make skin and hair healthier, but a moderate amount of fat is needed in the diet for good health. Too much fat in the diet can be unhealthy. It may lead to obesity. Major sources of fat that we obtain from plants are mustard oil, coconut oil and dry fruits. Major sources of fat that we obtain from animals are butter, ghee and cheese. Fats can be categorized into saturated fats and unsaturated fats. Let's study these fats in detail. Saturated fats are usually solid at room temperature. Examples are these fats are found in butter and cheese. Eating too much saturated fat can raise blood cholesterol levels and increase the chances of getting heart disease. Unsaturated fats are liquid at room temperature. Examples are unsaturated fats are mainly found in olive oil, sesame oil and sunflower oil. These are considered beneficial fats because they can improve blood cholesterol levels, stabilize heart rhythms, and play a number of other beneficial roles. So, saturated fats should be taken only in adequate amounts. Otherwise, saturated fats may lead to various health problems like heart diseases or high blood cholesterol levels. Whereas unsaturated fats are considered beneficial fats. Now, we will see how to check presence of fat in any food item. To test for fats, take a small quantity of food item. Wrap a piece of paper around it and crush it. If you see oily patches on the paper, it is proof that food contains fats. The fat present in the food sample makes paper oily. So with this, we have completed fats. Now we will move on to the next nutrient, that is vitamins. Vitamins play a very important role in growth and development of human body. Vitamins help us to develop immunity against diseases. Vitamins are called protective food because they protect us from various diseases. They also help in keeping our eyes, bones, gums and teeth healthy. Vitamins are of different kinds, known by different names. Some of these are vitamin A, vitamin C, D, E and K. There is also a group of vitamins called vitamin B complex. Carrots, corn, oranges, eggs and meats. These are some good sources of vitamins. Now we will study different kinds of vitamins in detail. Vitamin A keeps our eyes and skin healthy. Orange, ripe, yellow fruits, leafy vegetables, carrot, pumpkin, spinach, liver, soy milk and milk. These all are good sources of vitamin A. Vitamin B complex helps us in providing energy. helps in production of red blood cells, and for the proper functioning of nervous system. Oat milk, husk of rice, milk products, broccoli, leafy vegetables, unpolished cereals, eggs, meat and fish. These all are sources of vitamin B complex. Vitamin C helps our body to fight against many diseases. It improves our immune system. Sources of vitamin C are many citrus fruits like orange, lemon and vegetables. Vitamin D helps our body to use calcium for strong bones and teeth. Our body also prepare vitamin D in presence of sunlight. So, vitamin D is also called sunshine vitamin. Sources of vitamin D are fish, egg, liver and mushroom. Vitamin E. It improves absorption of vitamin A and keeps our red blood cells healthy. Sources of vitamin E are vegetable oils, nuts, seeds, wheat germ, yam and green leafy vegetables. Vitamin K. It is essential for the blood clotting and prevents excessive bleeding due to injury. Sources of vitamin K are green leafy vegetables such as spinach, egg yolk and liver. Liver is organ meat. There are two types of vitamins: water-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble vitamins. Now let's study these vitamins in detail. Start with water-soluble vitamins. Water-soluble vitamins are those that are dissolved in water and readily absorbed. That means quickly absorbed into the tissues for immediate use. Because they are not stored in the body, they need to be replenished regularly in our diet. That means because these are not stored in the body, so we have to take them regularly in our diet. Any excess of water-soluble vitamins is quickly excreted in urine. That means if there is excess of water-soluble vitamins in body, then these come out of the body in form of urine. They usually do not accumulate in the body. The water-soluble vitamins are B complex group and vitamin C. Now let's study fat-soluble vitamins. Fat-soluble vitamins are dissolved in fats. Fat-soluble vitamins are stored in fat tissues of organs like liver, kidney and muscles for future use. That means these vitamins are used whenever body needs them. For example, for maintenance of skin and bones. They are found mostly in high-fat foods. The body absorbs fat-soluble vitamins best when a person eats them with higher fat foods. That means these vitamins are absorbed best when eaten with higher fat food. Fat-soluble vitamins are vitamin A, vitamin D, E and K. Now let's move on to the next nutrient. Next is minerals. Minerals are required for making our bones strong, building muscles and proper functioning of the body, like maintaining heartbeat, making hormones, etc. The sources of minerals are milk products, green leafy vegetables, fruits, seeds and pulses. Let's study types of minerals. There are two types of minerals: major minerals and trace minerals. Minerals have been grouped based on the requirement of the body. Let's start with major minerals. Major minerals are required in high quantity by the body. Examples are calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, and sulfur. Each mineral has its own importance. Like calcium is essential for efficient functioning of nervous system and for healthy bones and healthy teeth. Sodium helps keep control on blood pressure. Now let's start trace minerals. Trace minerals are needed by the body in very less amount. Examples are iron, zinc, cobalt, copper, and iodine. Iron is essential for hemoglobin formation in red blood cells, and iodine is essential for the formation of thyroid hormone. With this, we have completed minerals. If you have liked the video, please hit the like button. Comment on the video and give your feedback in the comment box. Subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon to get notifications about the latest videos. Now this part 1 video is over. In part 2 video, we will study about dietary fibers, water, balanced diet and healthy cooking practices. Thank you.